Greetings to everyone from the Asian Productivity Organization Secretariat in Tokyo. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to the inaugural session of Productivity Trends, or P-Trends, our new quarterly series that explore the frontiers of productivity through the lens of early signals where innovation meets insight and today's quiet shift shape tomorrow's transformation. So unlike annual foresight report, this quarterly format reflects APO's commitment to real-time scanning and early signal detection that will support timely policy, program, and strategy development with regard to productivity. So in this session, the first session that we are going to have, we'll explore 6 high-impact productivity trends that surfaced between January and June 2025. These are not long-term megatrends. Instead, they are synthesized from emerging signals, early discoveries, tools, or practices with the potential to reshape productivity across sectors such as industry, agriculture, the environment, as well as public services. To clarify, what we present today as trends is not isolated events. They are carefully synthesized from early signals, such as news stories, pilot projects, or technological discovery that hint at the emerging change. When multiple such signals begin pointing in the same direction across sectors or geographies, we start to recognize them as a trend. So a trend itself is a pattern that suggests increasing momentum or wider adoption. In APO's foresight chain, trends sit between raw signals and deeper structural drivers. They help us navigate uncertainty and steer towards foresight-informed strategy. Among many signals in motion, we have focused on those with strongest strategic value and highest relevance to APO's mission and our members' future needs. So we are really honored to be joined today by Dr. Tuomo Kuosa, Director of Futures Research at Futures Platform based in Finland. Dr. Kuosa is a leading foresight expert and the author of The Evolution of Strategic Foresight, Navigating Public Policymaking. He has worked closely with APO to lead our signal-based scanning process using futures platforms, real-time intelligence, and expert interpretation to synthesize trend insights that is aligned with productivity transformation. So before we explore the trends, let's briefly understand how these trends were selected. So Dr. Kuosa will walk us through the methodology and criteria behind this quarterly update and how we move from scattered signals to actionable insight. So Dr. Kuosa, hi to you and thank you for joining us today. Would like you now to proceed with the methodology. As I earlier mentioned, you may now start with that part of your presentation, please.
Thank you. Yes, the methodology that we are using on this session is actually revolving around horizon scanning. So the scanning methodology where we focus on signals that are strongly related to productivity landscape. How we see the productivity, it's actually a very broad landscape, meaning that we are actually focusing on all steep the categories, meaning that we are focusing on social, technological, economical, environmental, political, and also value aspects. So there might be emerging signals within any of these larger domains which actually have linkage to the productivity. Today we are focusing mainly on technological and environmental signals. There is one political signal as well, which we are going to cover. The approach, the methodology that we are having, we aim for regional relevance. That's one of the key points we aim. Agility within the horizon scanning, meaning that we need to be very vigilant concerning the changes. We may focus on very early signals which are presenting high potential value for the productivity, or there might be some significant changes within existing trends. But actually, we are not focusing on mega trends or long-term trends. We aim to identify very novel things within the productivity landscape. So things that have very big change potential. The signals, or which we call here now productivity trends, are coming from Futures Platforms database, the Foresight Intelligence database, where we have thousands of futures trends or weak signals. And also there is the monitoring of the news sources, reliable news sources from the Foresight point of view. So from that domain, anything that has been published or produced, or any major changes taking place during the past 6 months is actually on focal here. If we go to the next slide, here we have the timeline. So the timeline actually to which we focus is from January to June 2025. And as said, the relevance to productivity, that's another key criteria for the trend prioritization that we are having. And the APO focus areas, that's something we aim to cover. Regional applicability, as mentioned, Asia Pacific member economies, the key impacts on these regions is what we aim to have within the productivity trends. Then the Foresight Intelligence, as mentioned, Futures Platforms, real time and signal tracking system. Whatever has been identified from here and what has been identified as highly relevant. So we have picked from that domain the existing or the prioritized productivity trends. And finally, one more criteria is the expert interpretation, which is actually how we prioritize out of these large pool of productivity trends, what would actually be the most relevant for the upcoming months.
So thank you for that, Dr. Kuosa. I think we are clear now about the methodology and how the trends were selected. Now let's turn to the crux of today's discussion. I would like to invite you now to go through more in details about the 6 productivity trends identified for the period of January to June 2025. Dr. Kuosa, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Yes, productivity trends. As mentioned, we have six trends being prioritized here. First, we have technological productivity trends to be presented. From this domain, the first one we would like to present to you are the paper-thin solar cells from electronic inks printed on composite fabrics. This trend, well, it's obviously very much emerging. It has been under development for quite a long time, but there has been quite significant breakthroughs during past couple of months. So scientists at MIT have developed a method to create the thinner, lighter, and more flexible solar cells. So the possibility within this emerging productivity trend is to have a sort of a revolution on solar cells. So having solar cells being laminated almost to any surface, including vehicles, boat sails, drone wings, tents, and even clothing. These cells are printed using electronic inks on composite fabrics, enabling solar panels that are not only flexible but also portable and scalable. So basically, with this emerging technology, it's actually not there yet, but it's very far already on the research, and there are already products on this domain which can be utilized, and we can expect that this is becoming something we might need to actually focus more, possibly to start implementing new policies in APO member countries for enabling this trend utilization, and also the investments, the potential investments, perhaps fundings for companies in order to utilize these new technologies further on their products. So this is potentially a large solar cell revolution which we are talking about here. Okay, let's go to next trend from the technological side. Coal waste turned into carbon fiber. This is providing a huge potential as well for the APO member countries. The researchers at the University of Kentucky have developed a feasible process to convert waste coal into filtered liquid, which is then processed into mesophase pitch, a liquid crystal material that can be turned into carbon fiber with very high stiffness. So what this is actually making possible is to have a next step on the circular economy around the coal. So coal waste can be turned into something very valuable, a strategic asset for national economies and national security. Very high quality carbon fiber, which can be utilized in multiple purposes, can be produced with the new method, this is something which also requires, of course, significant investments, policy changes within the member countries, we could say that that the potential is large, but it's maybe not as large as with the solar, with the super thin solar cells, but still this provides a huge opportunity for material sciences, material component production throughout the member countries. So I would say that this is something we should pay more attention and start investing on companies which are utilizing or researching this further, and also helping other companies to utilize the new technological mode around this. Then we will go to environmental signals. From this side, the protein from air and electricity, that's a major breakthrough innovation for food production, for future food systems, how they are being modified. The first breakthroughs within this new technology were made a couple of years ago. In Finland, here we have a company called Solar Foods, which is one of the pioneers on this domain. They have established the first factories already producing the protein out of air and electricity. Well, that new technology is already taking momentum, also in US within a couple of companies. But maybe the biggest shift that has taken place quite recently has been the collaboration with Solar Foods collaboration with Sensapure company, which means that they are now able to develop products which are mixing the protein shakes to ready to drink protein beverages, so that there is a specific taste component. So at the first stage, the protein out of air products were just plain protein, but now it has already been converted into usable mixes, which have the taste component. So they are actually something that can be utilized on protein shakes. And naturally, this is a very environmentally friendly way to produce protein. And as we know, protein is something which we have and are going to have major scarcity within the next couple of decades, especially in Asia and also Africa. There is major protein deficit being or underway. Well, the population is growing on the regions, and the demand for protein products is increasing at the same time. So there is a shift on the diets of people, and if we would aim to cover these new emerging protein needs with traditional agriculture and industries, it would require quite a lot of, actually more soil than there is available, and any methods on traditional farming and industry would be far less environmentally friendly in comparison to this new technology, which is providing a potential breakthrough. Let's go another food-related productivity trend, which actually can be seen to be this electro-agriculture together with the protein out of air could actually be like a pair of trends which together could actually promote a major shift on food production. So electro-agriculture, this is the other food-related major productivity trend. So growing food without sunlight or soil. This is very huge thing if we actually reach this in larger level. Electro-agriculture uses just electricity instead of sunlight to stimulate plant growth and bypassing photosynthesis. So it works by converting carbon dioxide and water into acetate, which is genetically engineered crops, or only genetically engineered crops can metabolize this actate at the moment for the growth, but it can do it without relying on sunlight or any soil, and there is no need for land usage. So basically, any industrial hall or place can produce agricultural food within this new innovation. Well, at the moment, it's the actate is actually suitable only for certain type of vegetables and crops. So there is, as said, the genetical engineering is being needed within many types of crops in order to actually to become viable for the actate usage. But the potential is huge. Basically, in the future, it is plausible that we may be able to produce almost any vegetarian food inside without any sunlight or soil or land usage. So this means a total decouple of agriculture from the traditional constraints, offering a more sustainable and efficient food system. Let's go to next one. This is also about agricultural productivity trends. This is not about food. The most concrete is providing another potential major breakthrough within the region. So most concrete is developed to create more livable cities. So most concrete, that's a Dutch startup company's invention. The basic idea is that there are components being added to concrete so that it allows moss to grow within the concrete in a sustainable way, so that the concrete actually doesn't break. It's a very lasting concrete type. So the exteriors of any concrete building can be converted into very livable scenes, aiming to turn concrete jungles into living cities. That's the major opportunity within this, and the possibility to help the buildings to absorb CO2 from the atmosphere, and making the cities much cooler, much less polluted, and much less noisy. All of these are benefits from the most concrete if that's applied on a larger scale. So this is something we should pay more attention and perhaps invest on companies which are utilizing this. Finally, we have political productivity trend. So now we have covered 5 productivity trends so far. So from political side, we have emerging productivity trend, AI-powered traffic system, which has been piloted in India. Visak, I'm not sure if I can pronounce it right. The greater Visakhapatnam municipal corporation has launched a pilot project called SARTHI, Systematic Augmented Radical Traffic and Hoop Induction, to implement an AI-powered traffic management system. It's conducted in collaboration with the local traffic police, and it involves a deployment of advanced technologies. It provides automatic number plate recognition, red light violation detection, and facial recognition systems. And naturally, the benefits out of this are safer traffic on cities which are utilizing that kind of system. Any violators of the traffic rules can be caught much faster, as we can identify and know where the perpetrators are actually moving. So this helps police a lot, and it also helps in giving fines for any violators of the traffic rules. Okay, so we have covered 6 productivity trends, emerging trends from the past 6 months. And as said, these were selected from large group of productivity trends as most promising trends which we should pay more attention in the APO member countries.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kuosa, for that really stimulating and insightful sharing with us. So if I may, I would like now to proceed with this exchange of maybe question and answer. So then hopefully the audience can understand or digest the implication of the trend that you have shared better. So the first question that we have is, among the trends that you highlighted, which one do you think that you believe poses the most urgent challenge or opportunity for policymakers in the APO region? Dr. Kuosa, please.
Yes. Out of these 6, I would select the electro-agriculture as the most urgent opportunity for policymakers in APO region, as it providing a possibility for total decoupling in agriculture from the land usage to totally industrial processes, regardless of the place where the food is produced. So large quantities of almost any food could be produced inside cities, for example. So, and especially if we expect that the climate change is actually taking place, and the possibility to produce, let's say, protein, but also any other types of food within the region is getting lower due to the climate change. This is providing an alternative which is actually helping us to counter that trend.
So many of our participants or audience of this talk are from, we call them National Productivity Organization. This is the organization that is taking the lead in productive movement in APO members, or most of them may be coming from public sector institution or organization. So how do you suggest they begin responding to these trends in the most practical terms of it, Dr. Kuosa?
Well, I would say that all 6 of these trends are something that I'd say they are a very early stage emerging trends, so that there has been the research has already been done very far within these technologies. The pilot projects, pilot products are there, so these can be utilized already, but they are not the final products. All of these trends are still, they require more research and more major trends. So in order to actually utilize and enhance these trends to become major trends, that requires policy changes, investments to infrastructure, legislative changes in some cases, and general preparedness for the forthcoming change in policies. So being prepared and financing the companies who are researching these further, or the companies which are the forerunners who are actually starting to utilize these. Some finances being given for such companies.
So thank you for that. The next question is maybe about the methodology behind all of this. So can we really trust our transporting methods to catch the next big shift before it's too late to anticipate? Do you think, Dr. Kuosa?
I think our methodology provides a very good starting point to spot the key productivity trends that are emerging, becoming major trends. Of course, we might need several methodologies in order to have for example scenario-based approach or macrohistorical analysis, which is providing understanding of the larger trend shifts on the functional environment. All of that kind of approaches could be applied to existing methodology. But if we talk about the horizon scanning methodology that we are utilizing, I think we can trust that it is able to help us to identify the emerging trends within our functional environment. Then it is a question about the prioritization. Are we able to prioritize exactly the right trends, and also are we able to make right conclusions?
All right. So thank you for that. So now I would like to touch upon the impact of all of those trends, maybe possible impact of those trends to productivity. In order to know the impact, I think we will need to be able to say something about the current measures of productivity, the current measurement of productivity itself. Can it really truly reflect this value of the innovation that it could bring to the society in general? So whether, or in other words, do our current measure of productivity can really take into account the benefits or the value that all of this innovation could bring to the society in the future when it happens? What do you think about this, Dr. Kuosa?
Perhaps the smart AI based traffic monitoring system is something which it might be the easiest one. It matches the best or reflects best the existing measures of the utilization of the productivity trends, and it fits best with the existing policies and infrastructure in general. All the other five productivity trends, I would say that there is a bigger need in changing of the mindsets and change of the existing policies and and also within the investments, public investments. So the mindset needs to be shifted in order to start. For example, the most concrete that requires quite significant changes to city planning. So it's not implemented very easily for the existing city structure. So there is a need for mindset change. We need to have the willingness to have such change in order to make it true.
All right. So this is the last question that I have for this session. This is about our readiness actually to embrace those new technologies. So are we really ready actually to embrace those new technologies, or our policies, or maybe infrastructures, or maybe society in general is too slow to keep up with those technologies? So then at the end of the day we could really generate the positive benefits out of coming out from those technologies. Dr. Kosa.
Yes, I partly answered this question already, but I'd say that utilization of these productivity trends will take a significant amount of time, and the existing policies and infrastructural changes that are needed with the current pace, I believe it's not fast enough. So even if we would start shifting the mindsets which are enabling us to for example, start the vertical farming inside city structures, investing on the electro farming, that would still take very easily 10 years to get the major shift on larger scale. We can have pilot projects in all major cities within just a couple of years, but in order to have major shift so that it would really have impact to the food system, that would require very big political and investment changes in just to get it through within 10 years. So it easily takes more than 10 years with the current measures.
So thank you so much to you, Dr. Kosa, for your compelling insight. So hoping that we can continue this discussion further with the next series of these productivity trends. And I would like also to thank you to all who joined us today. So this session was not merely a showcase of trends. It was an exercise in sharpening our shared foresight. In an era that is marked by disruption and discovery, the ability to detect early signals and respond to it with clarity is no longer optional. It is a strategic necessity, something that we must have. So we explored today, just now, 6 productivity trends drawn from a much wider horizon, while some steep STEEPV dimensioned, such as social and values, were not featured this time. Its trend was selected for its strength, relevance, and regional resonance, or relevance, maybe. So backed by Future's platform's rigorous methodology, only those signals showing clear momentum and actionable potential were at the moment prioritized. Our aim is not to be exhaustive, but to be useful, to surface insight that are timely, practical, and aligned with the real needs of APO member countries. These quarterly briefings reflect APO commitment to staying agile, anticipatory, and impact-driven. So by continuously scanning the horizon and translating signals into strategy, we hope to help build the foresight capacity needed to navigate uncertainty and to shape a more resilient and productive future. The trends we explore today are fragments of a larger future in motion. Some may scale rapidly, others may wait or evolve, but what matters is how we engage with them, how we translate insight into action and possibility into progress. Let us remain curious, critical, and collaborative. Let us not only follow the future, but help shape it. So until next time, stay alert to change, bold in adaptation, and unwavering in your commitment to building a more productive Asia. So thank you and goodbye.